Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to my very first video all about my save file. I am so excited to be sharing this with you guys. This is going to be all about my starter houses. So I'm sure you guys have heard me, at least if you've been watching my videos, I don't know, any of them basically. I feel like I talk about my starter houses a lot, but they are going to be houses that you can just move into right off the bat in my save file. They're under 20,000 simoleons, except for one. I did go a little bit crazy with one of them, but you guys will see that. It's going to be the very last one in the video. But this one is here in Willow Creek, and I have this nice little lady out front. What's her name? Her name is Etta. Etta is going to be maybe our real estate agent. As you can see, the neighborhood is empty right now. I have been actually playing around with the tool mod to just kind of placing objects around to make my neighborhoods look a little bit more lively. But since this is all about my starters, I didn't want to just distract you guys with the whole neighborhood, so I left it empty. But this is a little renovation of the original house that was here. I forget exactly what it's called, but I did change the name of it because I like the idea of having actual street names. So this is 103 Foundry Way. It's actually named after the neighborhood. I forget the full name of the neighborhood, but I know Foundry is in it. And not all of the starter houses are going to be named after their neighborhood. It depends on if I like the neighborhood name or not, but I thought 103 Foundry Way was pretty cute. And the house does cost only just over 15,000 simoleons, so it's not very expensive. It's 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and I'm going to give each of them some different lot traits. So this one has sunny aspect, convivial. I don't think I've ever actually said that word out loud, but it's basically the lot trait that it's easier to practice your charisma, comedy, those types of things, and it also has great acoustics. And yeah, so let's take a little look at this house. It's just a nice little, I don't know, simple house. It's a very light color scheme, but I think it's super cute. It's nice and open on the interior here in the main living area. And I also made a little nook back here. If you wanted to put a washer and dryer, you could do that as well. I didn't place them because my starter houses are going to be just like the basic furnishing. So you'll have like your bathroom set up, your kitchen with all the appliances, so your Sims can at least survive. You'll probably want to buy a bed, but hopefully with it being 15,000 simoleons, at least with this house, you can afford some furnishing items. But I really just like the idea of your Sims being able to move into a home and then you can decorate it the way you want to. And I'm actually going to be going through and decorating each one of my starter houses the way I would decorate them and then upload them to the gallery. So if you want to download them fully furnished my way, then that's a possibility too. But in my save, they're going to be empty. But yeah, there's a nice little kitchen nook here. And then, like I said, the washer and dryer. Sorry if you can hear my mouse clicking. I will try to keep that to a minimum, but there is a bathroom as well. It just has a very simple bathtub, toilet and sink, no mirror or any decorations. I kind of debated with myself whether or not I wanted to include mirrors or not, but I thought a mirror was just a decoration, so I decided to leave it out, but you can add one, of course. And then this has 2 bedrooms, so you can definitely start out with a single Sim who maybe has an office or a hobby area, or you could start with a little family too, or a roommate. I mean, this one would probably be pretty small to have a double bed in, so I did imagine it to be like a child's room or an office, but totally up to you. Maybe you could expand. I mean, this lot is very small, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you guys can do whatever you would like with it if you decide to download my save or my houses. I will upload each one of these houses to the gallery. That way, if you're not interested in my save, if you just want the houses for, you know, your current saves you already have, they will be up there unfurnished, and then the furnished ones will come later. And the landscaping is very, I mean, I was going to say simple, but I think it's actually really nice. It's not too simple. I didn't want them to be like messy, like the house was like abandoned. I think most of them are pretty neat and tidy. I did want the house to look put together. That way it was pretty easy for you guys to move in. And all of them, I believe, are live edit object plants, so they're all free. And yeah, that really helps with creating starter houses because it just makes them so cheap. And I think this house is so cute. I hope you guys will like it. It's It's the very first starter house I made for my save, and it matches the neighborhood. Like, all of the houses basically look like this in this neighborhood, and I just feel like it makes it look so cohesive, and I love it so much. But anyways, we should move on to the next world because we have a ton of these to cover. There are so many worlds in this game, which I mean is great because I always want more worlds. But yeah, I will have her go ahead and move on to the second house. Okay, so here we are at my little trailer house. This is something that I actually just built recently. I had a different house here. Maybe I will upload that one to the gallery too, but since every other house in this neighborhood is going to be a trailer, I decided to continue with the theme. And I'm so happy that I did because I think this house is just so, oh, it's so cute. I love it so much. I love the blue roof and like the kind of like cream colored siding with the white and the different plants. And again, all of the plants are live edit objects just because that's the way it has to be because they're just the cheapest. And I mean, there's 0 simoleons. You can't beat that when you're trying to build on a budget. But the interior of this to me is like classic trailer home. If you guys don't know, I've mentioned this I think before when I've built trailers in the game. I did grow up in a trailer myself, and it had, you know, old carpet from the 70s, it had wood paneling, and it's just so like homey in my opinion, and that's why I love to do trailer homes this way. So I mean, of course, if you decide to download it, you could renovate it and make it like a really kind of bougie fancy trailer if you decide to. But yeah, I just love the old carpet and the like, oh, the linoleum. It's just so retro. And this, I did want it to kind of feel a bit more like a fixer-upper a little bit. I mean, I didn't try to make it gross, but I just wanted it to look dated, and it has an old refrigerator. I think the stove is pretty new. And yeah, it's actually pretty big. This is the living area is what I imagined. And then of course you can see here's the kitchen and there's a bathroom. It's only a 1 bathroom, but it has 2 bedrooms too. A lot of my starter houses actually have 2 bedrooms, which is really, really nice. So this is the master bedroom is what I imagined because it's the biggest. And then over here is a pretty tiny 2nd bedroom or office. I mean, it's totally up to you guys. And then there is a little back porch area. I just think it's so, it's one of my favorites. Oh, but the name of this neighborhood, I've never actually noticed before. It's called Bedrock something or other, but I named it 457 Bedrock Drive. Again, I removed all the houses because I'm going to replace them and I didn't want them to distract you guys. But I did go through and add a few objects using the tool mod. So there's a Joshua tree over here, and what else did I add? I added a boat down here, and there's a fire pit down here too. So there's just a few things, just trying to add more activities. And this, you guys, I know this is not about the starter houses, but you know, I just did this, so I'm really excited about it. Look at this sign. Did you guys see this in the live edit objects? It's amazing. If you guys didn't know, I really love the cow plant. I think it's like a really underutilized feature of the game. Whenever I play in like a current household, which has been a while, it's kind of depressing, I really like playing with the cow plant. I think it's really cool, and I wanted to add a sign because I think most of the signs that you see around Oasis Springs are like all the same. I think they're mostly the alien abduction sign, but this one I thought was so cool, and I think I'm going to try to add some more. If you guys would like a tutorial, by the way, on the tool mod or like a review of it, definitely let me know, because I have mentioned before that I want to start doing maybe some different mod reviews. And the tool mod, I mean, it's a mod for builders basically. It's amazing, and I mean, I don't know how to use it fully. I'm just kind of playing around with it, but if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely let me know. But anyways, back to the house, 57 Bedrock Drive. Yeah, this house is super cute. Like I said, it does have a few lot trades, and it's really cheap. I mean, it's under 15,000 simoleons. So I wanted to give most of the houses, I mean, not most of it, it's kind of split. Some of them are really cheap, like this one and the previous one, and some of them are more closer to 20, so you might want to move in with a couple of sims rather than just a single sim, but a few of them are really cheap like this one. But it has the bracing breezes, so there's lots of fresh air. I mean, you're out here in the middle of nowhere, so I thought that kind of made sense. And then it has great Wi-Fi, so I thought that was kind of nice. I'm not sure how it does, because I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of mountains. So maybe that one doesn't make sense because maybe it would block the signal. You know what? I don't know how that works. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about that. But I also wanted it to be a bit grody. I mean, it's an old trailer. It needs some updates. I mean, the refrigerator is kind of old and gross. It has some old plumbing and those types of things. So I figured that made sense. But of course, I mean, you can change the lot traits anytime you want to. It's only certain apartments in San Myshuno that have the fixed lot traits. And so yeah, you can change it if it bothers you. But I didn't want every place just to be perfect and nice and easy to move into, but I didn't want any of them to be like a total mess. So if they have a negative lot trait, it's usually only one, I think. But I think that's basically it for this little trailer home. I'm obsessed. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I've mentioned this like a ton in like so many videos, but these starter houses are some of my favorite homes that I have built, period, like ever, and I cannot wait to decorate them. It was so hard to not add like extra details. This one has a mirror. I will probably delete that because I feel like a mirror is a decoration. I don't know. Let me know if you guys agree. I feel like I should probably delete it, but I just had so much fun adding. Oh, and something I wanted to mention. Some of the cabinets that I use, you can see plates and decorations. Let's just pretend they're empty and you're going to put the plates there when you move in. I know it's not that big of a deal, but it's something that kind of annoyed me. I wish that maybe we had empty versions, but then again, I don't, because when I'm building, I like that you can see the clutter. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, but anyways, yeah, I think that is it for this little trailer home, and now we gotta move on to Newcrest so you guys can see that house. And I've actually gotten so many questions about that particular lot in Newcrest, so hopefully you guys like the starter house that I built. Here is my starter house in Newcrest. This house, you guys, I built probably a year ago, and I am obsessed with it. I have made some changes since then because, of course, since I built it, we got the live edit object plants, so I replaced those. So the house is now cheaper than it was previously, because this one I think I struggled with quite a bit to keep it on the cheaper side. I forget exactly why. Maybe it's the size of the house, maybe it's the doors, the windows, maybe it's something I used. I'm not exactly sure, but this house is super cute. I love it so much. And yeah, what did I name this one? I forget exactly. Where is this sending me? Why did it send me all the way up there? I don't know, but it's 35 Bridgeview Lane, and I think this neighborhood or this lot was called Bridgeview something. I don't remember. But yeah, the house is just it's very simple, but I think it's just just a cute, simple house. It has like this attic area that you can access. I really wish, I know I've mentioned this like a dozen times, I really wish we had ladders to go up into the attic, but I mean, you could definitely use this as like another bedroom and maybe add another wall or something, or turn this into a bathroom. I decided just to leave this kind of open and up to you guys. It does have, I mean, a bedroom and a bathroom downstairs, so it has a bathroom over here. Again, a very simple bathroom like the rest of them. It's kind of an expensive sink. I'm surprised I used that one. How much does this one cost? 200, it's not so bad. No toilet. I was gonna say no toilet paper. Why is the toilet paper over here? You know, I've made a lot of changes to these houses and there might be some mistakes. I will try to catch all of them beforehand, but this is where I imagined the bedroom to be, and then there's a pretty big kitchen. This house does have a few more like cracks and cobwebs and older counters. I wanted it to be a bit more of a fixer-upper, so it does have both the bad appliances with the stove and the refrigerator, but I mean, I thought it would be kind of nice just to have a bit of a challenge, so you have to go through and renovate it, maybe buy some new appliances and counters and fix the walls, remove the cracks and those types of things, clean up the place a little bit, you know, remove the cobwebs, because there are like some cobwebs hanging from the chandeliers and different places in the house. And this here is like a little back door area, which I thought was kind of nice. Maybe you could turn this into a mudroom, storage area, put maybe the washer and dryer in here, something like that. It's kind of an interesting layout how you have to go through here to go to the bathroom, but you know, I kind of struggled with this house a little bit, but I really do love it. And yeah, the price of it is 17,783 simoleons, so you should have a few left over if you move a single sim in here. Of course, if you wanted to have a second bedroom upstairs. That's totally possible. But I made this one a home studio, so it's perfect for an artist to move in. And then it's homey. It's, you know, it needs a little bit of love, but it's still a very cozy place. And it's filthy because, I mean, it's not been taken care of. As you can see, it does have the gross counters and refrigerator and stuff. So like I mentioned with the previous one, you can change the lot traits if they don't suit you, if you don't like the negative ones, because I don't blame you. I think they are a bit overpowering, but you know, the challenge is there if you are willing to accept it. So I think that's it for this little house here in Newcrest. Again, it matches the style of the neighborhood. I love this neighborhood so much. I just wanted it to be like it's like a family neighborhood. So I just like, it's just full of kids. I mean, I think this house is the only one, I mean, and this one that don't have kids, but like these three are like huge families. Well, except for this one, it's only three Sims, I think. Yeah, but these ones, huge families. And then I was messing around. Oh, it replaced them. You know, okay, I have a lot to learn about the tool mod because I deleted these, but it looks like it put them back. So that's a thing. Interesting. Okay, because I was trying to add a swing set and some things for toddlers to do. So, okay, before I do the tutorial on the tool mod, I need to figure out exactly how it works. So I'll have to fix this area a little bit, but I wanted like a newer kind of playground. Okay, well, anyways, that's it for this starter house in Newcrest, and then I have the ones in Windenburg to show you. I do have 2 starter houses in Windenburg, and I love both of them so much. I mean, I love all of my starter houses, but they're super cute, and I hope you guys will like them. So here is the Countryside Starter. I forget exactly what I named this one too, because I just actually named all of these recently. So it is 14 Olive Place. I thought about calling this one a court because it does have the circle, but then there's no other houses in the circle, so it's kind of more like a driveway. I don't know. But anyways, I built this house ages ago. I built this one so long ago. I think it was one of the first starter houses I actually built. But it's so cute. I think I was actually looking at inspiration from the distant houses. I think this one in particular. Yeah, I think that's the one I was looking at to try to build this one. So I just kind of made it up, but I think it's such a sweet little house. And I, of course, used live edit objects for the landscaping because they're super cheap that way. But this, again, is a 2-bedroom house. So, yeah, a lot of them are 2 bedrooms, which is really nice because you could have like a whole family in here. You could have roommates. Both of these rooms are pretty big, so you could have a, you know, 2 decent sized bedrooms. This bathroom area, I did something kind of interesting. I did this little kind of throughway to the bathroom. You could of course delete this wall if you wanted the bathroom to be bigger, but I thought it'd be kind of nice if you had a storage / laundry area that you had to walk through. I don't know if that's realistic, but I want each of my houses to have a space for laundry. I mean, you could still just put laundry in the bathroom or in the kitchen, or I don't know, you could close this off and make a little laundry room. It's up to you guys, but I thought it looked kind of nice, and I was so happy. I recently just put this tile in here. It came with the Realm of Magic pack. It looks so good. I forget what tile I had in here before, but I think it looks so nice. And I really did want to use an older style of counter in here, but they're a lot more expensive than these base game ones. So, you know, it's just what I had to go with. But I think they still actually look really nice in the house. And it's a huge kitchen, actually. There's a ton of storage shelves, and there's a fireplace in here, which is really nice. And it's just such a cute home, and I love the Tudor style. I love the gray, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just obsessed with all of these houses. And I mean, it's a great location because you're down here by like the stream and the river, and there's like a park area. And of course, it's going to be filled with the other things that I've built in this area. And it's super cute. It's a charming little house, and I hope you guys will like it. I can't wait to decorate it. I think it's going to be like such a sweet little family home. Like I can just imagine like the cutest little family living here, or like an elderly couple. Oh, that would be adorable. But anyways, I think we should move on to the second starter house here. Oh, wait, first things first, before I forget. It does have the homey lot trait. It's peaceful and quiet out here. I mean, you're in the countryside. I felt like that made sense. And then it's a bit breezy too. So this one has like all good lot traits. So not everything's gonna have a negative one. But yeah, anyways, on to the second starter. So here is the second starter in Windenburg. This one was another one that I really struggled with the price, so I think it's probably one of the most expensive starter houses. I mean, that's because it's a 2-story home, and I mean the same with the one in Newcrest. That one was also 2 stories, so you know, it's just a lot more walls. But I absolutely love this downtown area. The old town of Windenburg is so nice. I put a fountain over here. It totally works. I had my sim go over and make a wish in the fountain. So that's really nice to have something to do over here, because I mean, this was just an empty spot. Not sure if anything's supposed to spawn over here, like a food stall or anything, but you know, I will play test everything before I officially release it, but I thought that was super cute. But anyways, on to the house. Again, live edit objects to keep the landscaping as cheap as possible, because this one was a struggle. Because yeah, it's 18,527 simoleons. So I mean, you'll have like 1,000 and something to work around with if you move into this house, but it is a 2-bedroom one again, so you could have a family. And the more sims you do add to your household when you first move into a lot, the more money you actually start out with. I forget the exact increments. So you do get a bit more, but you could actually delete all of this flooring if you wanted to, because I mean, that does cost quite a bit. That little chunk was 208. So I mean, if you wanted to save some, but I mean, it's just so frustrating doing lots over here because we don't have a flooring that looks like this. We do have a terrain paint that kind of matches in pattern this one right here, but it's not the same color at all. You know, I just need to rant about this for a little bit, because it's one of the most annoying things about getting a new world in The Sims. Like, of course, I love getting new worlds. Did I just delete that? Or did I delete that a different time? Oh, geez. Close. Not sure what happened there, but it's fixed. But anyways, yeah, it's the most annoying thing about getting a new world. Of course, I love getting new worlds. It's so nice to have somewhere else to build and like a different style. All that kind of stuff is super positive. But we always get new worlds that have completely different surroundings than the lot. I feel like it's so annoying, because look at this. Okay, so if I was to place this, let's delete this again because you need to see. Originally I had this down, so that's why you can see it, because I thought it would look okay, but it just doesn't match. So I used this instead. But if you want to save some money, because look at this, same pattern, a lot smaller and not nearly as dark. Why would they do that to us? I mean, this one, well, this one's like greenish. Maybe it's just not dark enough. But anyways, yeah, I just don't understand why it's that way. I can't stand it. Anyways, what am I talking about anymore? I'm just complaining. But yeah, this is what the house looks like. I think it's super cute, kind of a bit more expensive, like I said, but it's homey, on ley line. On ley line. Interesting. I always thought it was on the line. But anyways, this makes the house a little bit more of a fertile home, if that's something you can say. So you're more likely to get twins if you live in this house. So I thought that was pretty cute, and it has great soil, so if you want to work on your gardening skill. But anyways, let's move on to the interior. I feel like I rambled on a ton over here, but yeah, it's a 2-bedroom house, so both of the bedrooms are upstairs. Of course, if you wanted to use one as an office area, then that's totally possible. They're a bit on the smaller side of bedrooms, but I still think you could fit a double bed in each of them. It would be a bit cramped, but you know, it would still work. You know, let's just look and see how it would go. Let's grab this double bed. So yeah, I mean, it totally works. If you hold the Alt key and you have move objects on, of course you can place it a little bit more precisely, and you shouldn't have any issues with your sim walking to both sides of that. So you could definitely, you know, make each one of them a little bit, or one of them a bit bigger than the other or something if you wanted to renovate it. But you know what? I think they're fine. But there's also this landing area, which is pretty nice, and then a bathroom over here. This one actually has 2 bathrooms. It has another one downstairs. It's just a half bathroom. So it just has the toilet and sink, which is really nice. And then over here is the little kitchen nook. I had to use mostly all of the cheapest appliances and counters in here to keep the price down, because this one was a struggle, like I mentioned, and I think that partially has to do with it being two-story, and then also the 2 bathrooms. And then over here is the living area with a fireplace, and I think this house is super charming. I really like it a lot. I love the colors, and there's some trash cans outside. I'm not sure if each one of my starter houses has a trash can. I'll have to check. I'm not sure if I will include a trash can in each of them. There might be 1 or 2 that I don't. Depends on how much they cost. But yeah, I figured there's something that's probably provided by the city, so I'm just gonna leave them there. They're not really like a decorative item. Some of you guys might disagree, but I mean, the city that I live in provides the trash service. It's like paid through by our taxes. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, maybe for certain places it does. But that's it for the 2 starter houses here in Windenburg. There is the row of townhouses that I did build in the more modern district of Windenburg, and one of those is empty. I'm not going to count it as a starter house because you'll just have to move it into a current household and then pretend that you live there. So I'll explain that when I go through my actual save file when I release that, which should be out pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks or so. I do have some playtesting to do and some, like, obviously things to figure out with the tool mod, but I mean, we're at a pretty good place to share it. I wish I could get a few more builds done because there's, I think, 3 townies that still need a house. I think it's the Land Grabs, the Via Real, and oh, what's the really fancy lady in, oh, what is her name? The one in Del Sol Valley. Judith Ward. I still need to build her house. So, you know, they're all like mansions and they're really intimidating. So we'll get there eventually, but I wish I had them done before releasing it. But anyways, I think we should move on to the next world and the next starter house. So here we are in Forgotten Hollow. It's actually not the next world. The next world was San Myshuno, but I'm gonna have a variety of apartments that are empty, so I'm not gonna show you guys those in this video because there's just gonna be like, I think 1 or 2, at least 1 in each district except for Uptown. Actually, I might leave that 3-story one empty. I don't know. I don't want to do that apartment. Is the only reason I'm thinking about leaving that one empty. But I think the Arts District has 2 apartments you can move into. But anyways, so I'm not going to show those, and I have like a ton of apartments to replace those with, so I just don't really feel like it's that big of a deal. But anyways, here in Forgotten Hollow, this is the starter house. This is probably my least favorite of all the starters. I do really like it. I think it's really cute, especially I like the interior, but I kind of struggled with this one. I tried to build it so many different times, and this is the best it turned out, so hopefully you guys will like it. I think the main issue I have with this neighborhood is the lighting. I tried my best. I hope you guys will like it, but it's cute, it's cheap, I think. Actually, you know what? This one might be kind of expensive because it is a 2-story. Let's find out. Go into build mode and see. Oh yeah, it's 137 Salvatore Circle. I thought that was kind of nice. I think I forgot to mention the name of the last one, but I'm sure you guys saw it. But yeah, this one, I mean, it's a little bit more on the more expensive side. It's 17,819, and this one I actually forgot to give some lot traits to. Ooh, I'll figure that out before I release my save and I upload it to the gallery. But yeah, this one I forgot, so my apologies. But here you can see it's a pretty big starter house. I mean, this is a huge lot. You could definitely expand if you would like to. I mean, you could probably build like a mansion here. So, I mean, there's lots of possibilities if you wanted to renovate this house and expand on it. But I actually really like this open area. You could probably create like a really nice garden or some sort of activity to do. And I liked the different little details. I wasn't really sure if I should add things like this because I did feel like they were decorations, but I just couldn't help myself, so forgive me. There's some gravestones back here, which I really actually like the way this looks. This is probably my favorite part of the exterior. I think it looks so nice, and it's like nestled in these trees. And ignore the roofing because this is how I saved money. I didn't add walls up here, so there's no like flat piece. Maybe I will try to see if I can find something. I was gonna say something in the debug menu to raise up and actually cover up these gaps. but then they would just be floating here. Like if you went down like this, they would just get kind of floating. So you know what, I'm gonna probably just leave it the way it is. But here you can see the interior. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. So, you know, it's probably for a single sim. I did imagine that it'd be kind of nice just for a single sim starting out here in Forgotten Hollow. Maybe you have a sim that wants to learn how to become a vampire, or it's just a young vampire starting out. I don't know, but it has a nice little bathroom over here. I think it has some of the more expensive bathroom items because I wanted to use the ones from vampires. So yeah, this is 980, so it's not super, super expensive, but it is kind of on the steeper side. And 544 for a toilet. I feel like that's kind of expensive. And you know, you could sell those if you wanted to save some money, but I liked the way they looked. And I also really like this open area to the downstairs with the chandelier. Pretty. I like that. It's one of my favorite parts about this build. And then it has a pretty nice living area here in the living room. There's a fireplace. I went with this fireplace because it's the cheapest, so there's no actual fire, but I thought it would be really pretty to put some like candles here, and you could just really go all out decorating it. So I think that would be a lot of fun. And then over here is the kitchen. It's a nice kitchen. I would have liked to use some older style counters, but you know, they're more expensive. So I went with these ones, but I think they totally work, and the black actually matches this build really nicely. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. But like I said, I don't think it's my absolute favorite, and I think that might have to do with some of the things I had to do to save some money, and then the landscaping too. But I think the shape of it is actually pretty cute. I don't know, it's pretty fun, and I liked adding like the cracks and stuff, so it looks like a little bit of a fixer-upper. And maybe I'll give it a negative lot trait because it does have like the older appliances, and it does have some cracks and things that need to be fixed up, and some old vines and stuff that maybe need to be taken care of on the side of the house. Yeah, which is totally up to you guys. Like I said, they are just move-in ready for whoever you guys plan on living in these houses. But yeah, let's move on to the next world, which is Brindleton Bay, I believe. So here we are in Brindleton Bay, and this house, you guys, is one of my absolute favorite starter houses. I know it doesn't look like much from this angle. It looks a bit simple, but I mean, this is the front of the house. This isn't the, I don't know what to call it, the highlight of the house. Okay, I'll just show it to you guys now because I've been so excited. It's so cool. Look at this. Look at all these like little decks. I mean, it's perfect for a view of the harbor. You could put some lounge chairs up here, a barbecue, or a hot tub. I mean, there's so many possibilities. Let me go into build mode so the camera isn't so crazy. Do you guys have as much trouble with the camera as I do? I feel like I have a ton of trouble with the camera, but like still having trouble with it. It's not helping. But anyways, the view is amazing is my point. But yeah, this house is so cool. I love how I did, not to brag about myself, I feel like that sounded a bit braggy, but yeah, I just think it's a really cool house. But yeah, that has a staircase. It's a bit awkward because I mean, there's 2 bedrooms here, which are huge bedrooms, by the way. I think they're really good size. So each of them have access to the upstairs, but it's the only way to get up there, which I mean is a bit inconvenient, especially if this was like real life. So maybe it's not that realistic depending on how you like to play your game. I don't know, it'd probably be kind of annoying to have guests come through your room to go to the top deck, but you know what? It's fine. I did struggle with the floor plan, especially trying to figure out how to get my Sims to be able to get up here, but you know what? It's how it has to be. And there's a large bathroom. It's a bit of an awkward shape, and it looks empty because I really couldn't afford to fill it up with a bunch of counter space or like showers and you know, all of that kind of stuff, but I think it's pretty nice. There's another bathroom downstairs, which is just a tiny little half bath, so you could use the toilet while you're downstairs too, and then has a really open living area and dining area, so you could put, you know, either one of those in either of these spots. And the kitchen is kind of a fun shape. It's like a little L-shaped kitchen, which I really like. I like the open shelves here. It does have really old counters and appliances. It looks a bit grody, but you know what? Sometimes things just, it just has to be that way to save some money. But we're on 1500 Main Street, and it's 19,000 simoleons. This might be, Actually, no, I do think I have another one that's more expensive than this, but this one was very difficult to keep on the cheaper side. So you will have 1,000 left. I mean, unless you want to move in with 2 Sims or more than that, because like I said, that does increase your starting income. So yeah, at least, oh, I just remembered I do have one that's like 40,000 simoleons. We'll get that one at the very end. But anyways, it's peaceful and quiet over here. Actually, I might change that one because I feel like this area would not be that peaceful. I feel like there would be a ton of noise from the cranes and the factories and the ships and like just the noise of the harbor in general. So I'm going to actually remove that one. You can put it back if you would like to. I'll change it to a different lot trait later. I don't want to try to figure out what I would like now, but it also has natural light and bracing breezes. I feel like I use this one a lot because I feel like it just makes sense for certain areas to be a bit more breezy. Like here by the water, it's going to be a bit breezy. So I like that. And of course I used debug plants for the landscaping to keep that cheaper. I did want to fence this in completely and make like a nice deck area. I mean, actually, you know what? I feel like it has plenty of decks, so maybe that's not totally necessary, but there's some space here if you wanted to put some, I don't know, playground equipment, if you wanted to have some training equipment for a dog or a cat, something like that. Actually, can you train your cats? I'm not sure if you can, but anyways, I love this house. It's one of my favorites. I think it's just so cool and unique, and I've been very excited to share it with you guys. I hope you do like it. I did actually build a community lot here at one point, so if you decided that you didn't need a starter house, if you wanted another community lot, I do have one to fit here too, but it won't be in my save file, but it's on my gallery and I did make a video. Not sure what it's called. I will try to remember to link it in the description in case you guys haven't seen it, because it has been a while since I built that, so maybe some of you guys haven't. But anyways, yeah, that's it for this starter house. Again, it's super cute. It's one of my favorites, and I hope you guys do like it, but let's move on to the next world. So here we are in Del Sol Valley. Unfortunately, it's a very cloudy, gloomy day over here, but this is the starter house that I built for this little cul-de-sac neighborhood, and I love this world. Okay, I actually really love this pack. But the reason it's not one of my favorites is because I don't really like the style of most of the furniture. I mean, recently I've started to use it a little bit more in certain builds, but this world is supposed to be based on Los Angeles, and I'm gonna get a little bit ranty here again. I don't know why I'm being so ranty today, but this world is so small. It's so annoying. Like, it's so disappointing that it's so small, and this lot is humongous, but it has like 3 driveways. I mean, I think I made it work because I built a hotel here, which I think is pretty cool, but, you know, it's just, anyways, I like this neighborhood. I like this house. I don't know why I'm trying to rant, but this world could be a lot better, especially if it had like a whole Santa Monica area with like a pier and like, oh, it would be so cool, but maybe I can make it a little bit brighter out here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But anyways, we are in 107 Mirage Court. I believe this neighborhood is called Mirage something. I don't know the names of the neighborhoods. I'm not gonna pretend that I do, but this one's a bit more expensive. It's 18,752. It has fast internet here. It also is a quake zone, and I thought that made sense because, I mean, it's based on LA, and here in California we do have quite a few earthquakes. They're pretty common. We've actually had quite a few this year, some bigger ones, which were my first experience in larger earthquakes, which was kind of scary, but I mean, not too bad. I made it through, obviously, but yeah, it was an interesting experience. So I thought that that was something that kind of made sense for this world. And then here is the other lot trait, which is sunny aspect, which I also thought made sense for this world because it's very sunny here, and it's going to be hot because it's, I mean, it's Los Angeles or Del Sol Valley, and it's going to be a little bit more of a warmer environment. But this is a really nice lot trait because it, you know, it makes your Sims feel uplifted. There's beautiful scenery, and they can become energized and happy and inspired and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I really like this house. Again, it's a 2-bedroom house. I mean, I think most of my starter houses are 2 bedrooms, which is really nice. And it has a really large, like, open living area where you could put a like a living room set somewhere in here. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to figure out this floor plan because it's I don't work well in very open spaces. I find them hard to decorate, but I think it's gonna be okay. But I really like the kitchen. I love how it's just in here in this little, nook, and I love how I used the half walls and stuff. And both of the bedrooms are pretty good size. You could fit double beds in each of them easily, or have multiple kid beds, whatever you would like to do. And there's a very simple bathroom. Again, a mirror. You know what, maybe I'll leave a mirror in a couple of them. I'm not sure, but ooh, there's a cobweb in the corner. So it does need a little bit of fixing up. There's some water stains. It's a bit of an icky place, but you know what? That's fine. I think it's fine anyways, but there is a garage here, so that's pretty cool. I think this is probably what really cost me some money, because I used some more of these things, which I think are kind of expensive. How much do they cost? How much do they cost? Hello, how much do they cost? 120. So, I mean, it's not so bad, but I do have quite a few of them on the build. And then I think the garages are kind of expensive too. But either way, I really like this. I would definitely personally add an RV back here, because I think that would look really cool. And I did place one, but then I decided that was a decoration and I shouldn't place it. It's for you guys to decorate, not for me to decorate. I mean, I will decorate them like I mentioned, but you know what I mean. I like this house though. I really like how I did the driveway. This is actually just the plain concrete floor, so this doesn't cost anything, but all of this does cost some money. So if you did need to save some money, then you could go through and replace that. But you know what? I don't think it's that bad, and I think it makes it look just so much better than just having the plain, non-textured concrete. So that's why I decided to do that. And then there's tons of yard space. I mean, this is a really big lot, I think, especially for it to be like an LA neighborhood. I feel like these are huge lots. This would be so expensive. But I think they kind of wanted you to do like the multi-house thing like they have in the neighborhood. I mean, I don't know if they really did, but that's what it kind of looks like. But anyways, this is my starter house. I hope you guys do like it. I think it's really cool. I was really happy to be able to use the different cactus and Joshua trees and things from Strangerville. I think they really made it. And yeah, they look really nice in my opinion. But yeah, I think this is it for this world. Time to move on to the next one, which I think is Strangerville, if I remember correctly. So here we are in Strangerville with my next starter house. This one is I think it's so cool. I really love this house. I feel like it totally suits the style that I was going for. It matches the other house in this neighborhood that I built, and I just absolutely love this house. It's one of my top favorites. Like this one, the one in Brinson Bay, the one in Glimmerbrooke, like, oh, I just love them. Okay. Anyways, before I go on too much bragging about my starter houses, let me show you what it looks like and where it is. It's over here in the kind of like downtown area next to the trailer park, and there's going to be another house here, and of course I have a trailer and all that kind of stuff. I will fill it all up, but yeah, I really like the whole like kind of old farmhouse style. It looks similar to the houses that you can see around in the neighborhood, but it's not like an exact copy of any of them. But I still feel like it suits the neighborhood, because that's something I really like to do, is to make builds look like they make sense to their environment. That's just the way I prefer to do things. And I did put one little decoration back here. It's an old car. You know, I figured a junk car was okay to place here. I'm not too worried about it. Hopefully you guys don't mind, because yeah, I was trying to really hold back on adding any decorations. But this house is a bit run down. There are a few kind of old grungy marks on the exterior, a few cracks and cobwebs and things, but it's not like really gross. I just wanted it to look more neglected than anything, kind of more abandoned. Like nobody has been over here keeping up on the place. So yeah, I tried to make the landscaping look a little bit messier too. Like there's some grasses, and I mean, it's not that messy, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But you know, I tried to make it look a little bit. But here we're moving on to the interior. Again, it's a 2-bedroom house, so there is a bedroom over here, a larger one, and then a bathroom. The bathroom has some older tile. It's a bit it's a bit unkept, but I really like it. I love adding like the scratches and the cracks and stuff. It really makes the build look so interesting. And yeah, I really like this house. I think it's a really good size. Like, you could have a pretty big family in here, even though it's only 2-bedroom. Like, you could fit several kids' beds in here if you wanted to have more than one kid, or, you know, if you wanted to have some roommates, or could have siblings living together, whatever you want to do. I think it's a really good size. And then down here, there's like a little office nook is what I imagined. Of course, you could turn this into a laundry room or something. I mean, totally up to you guys, but I did think it was like a little reading office nook type thing. There's another bathroom down here, just a half bath, so it has the toilet and sink, and then the entryway, of course. And I tried to make these fancy doors look a little bit older and not taken care of by adding some like slimy things on them and like cracks and holes and things. So I thought that looked really nice. And then over here is the living room. And again, I added this fireplace because it's a bit more on the cheaper side. I think it actually looks really good, but I would probably maybe upgrade the fireplace to a different one just to I don't know, because I think it would look better. But anyways, over here is the kitchen. The kitchen is very untaken care of. Old floors, cobwebs, old appliances and counters. But I really like the shape of it. I feel like it's a really unique shape for a kitchen. So I'm really happy with it. But anyways, on to the traits and the price and all that kind of stuff. So this house is on 15 Agave Lane. Now, this is not the name of the neighborhood or anything. I just kind of made this one up because, you know, there's a lot of agave plants around and it sounded good to me. But I give this one the sunny aspect because, I mean, you're in the desert, it's sunny, probably 360 days out of the year. There's probably a few cloudy days here and there, but it's probably mostly a sunny place to be. Oh, I made it haunted. Interesting. I forgot I did that. So that might be kind of fun to play around with. And the bracing breezes. Again, I put this one a lot, but I feel like this place would be really windy. Not sure why, but yeah. Again, you can change these. I'm just going to place them just because they're an option. You can definitely edit those really easily. But this house is a bit more on the expensive side, again, because it has 2 bathrooms. It's a 2-story house, but I think if you moved a family in here, you would have no problem, you know, earning some money and those types of things. Of course, you could always cheat, but you know, that's up to you. But it's, yeah, 18,296 simoleons. And I think that's everything I had to say about this house. Again, I just love the shape of it. I love how it fits into this world and the landscaping, and it's one of my favorites, and I hope you guys do like it too. But time to move on to the next world, which is Salani, I think. But anyways, yeah, I will have my sim move on into Salani. So here we are in the world of Salani, right on the beach in this little starter house that I made that I think is so adorable. I actually forgot how much I loved this starter house. I built it pretty recently and I can't believe I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It is so cute and colorful. I do want Salani to be a very colorful world, at least in this sort of more, I don't know what you would call it. It's like the town area where there's, I think it's called Ohulani Town, something like that. But anyways, it's where, you know, there's going to be community lots and those types of things. And I just love the colors, the blue exterior and the yellow roof. I just think it's so fun. And I mean, how could you beat this location? I'm obsessed. This world is beautiful. But anyways, yeah, this house is very simple. It's only a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. So I did imagine it would be for, you know, just a single sim or a couple. You could probably, I was gonna say maybe try to fit another bedroom in here if you wanted to rework the floor plan. But you know what? I thought one was fine, and it's a really big room. So yeah, this is where I imagine the bedroom to be. There's a little mudroom area where you could have a desk or something like that, and a pretty big living room. The bathroom is kind of long and narrow. It's kind of a weird shape, but you know, it's what I had to work with. But I think it's really nice. And this kitchen, you guys, I I love this kitchen. I think it's so cute, and I did splurge and I used the Parenthood counters. I couldn't help myself, but I think even though I did that, this house is actually still pretty cheap. If I remember correctly. It might not be, but let's see. How much is it? 17,000. So that's not so bad. I don't think that's too bad at all. 17,818 to have these counters. I mean, they're the best counters that we have in game besides the ones that came with Jungle Adventure, I think. In my opinion, anyways. You guys may disagree, but these ones are my favorite. I hope we get more like them. Even if they just added recolors to existing counters, that would help a ton. But anyways, yeah, this house is 17,818 simoleons. We are at 256 Ohani Ali Drive. I'm not saying that correctly. I do apologize. But yeah, I thought that was kind of nice to name it after the neighborhood that we're in. And again, the bracing breezes. Okay, I'm gonna go through and like fix this because I feel like every single starter house has this lot trait. At least like 90% of them do. But we have great soil and great acoustics, which I think is really nice. So you could like play the guitar. I feel like that really suits the vibe of this world. Like I can just imagine your Sims on the beach by a campfire playing their guitar and like singing songs, and just I think that's such a good idea. But yeah, I really like this house. I just loved the landscaping. I tried to make it look as natural to the environment as I could. I mean, it's pretty lush for being on the beach, but I mean, there's a lot of plants here on the beach, and I tried to get some of it a little bit close to the water, and this stuff I wanted to look kind of like algae or seaweed. Probably more seaweed than algae, and I think that looks really good. And yeah, I love the little deck here. You could park your boat right next to it, and I just think it's so cute. I'm just really pleased with the way this build turned out, and yeah, hopefully you guys will like it too. But now we only have 2 more worlds to go through. We have the world of Glimmerbrooke and then Brightchester. So let's move on to Glimmerbrooke. Okay, you guys, here we are in Glimmerbrooke, and this is my favorite starter house that I made. I am in love with this house like so much. I just absolutely adore it, and I hope you guys will like it too. It's just such a unique build in my opinion, and I can't believe I made it in under 20,000 simoleons. And I really love it because it's such a interesting shape of a house, and I feel like it really suits this world, and it matches the other build that I've done here too. I still have a ton more builds to do in this world, but I'm really excited about them. I love the landscaping and like the colors and the shape of it, and I think it's so cool. This tree might annoy some of you guys because in map view it does kind of block the house, but I decided to leave it there because I really like how it has like all of the, oop, it disappeared. It has like all of these things hanging from it, and it just looks so, I don't know, unique or something. I just really like it a lot, and I did think about moving it here so it wouldn't block it in map view, but I don't think it would have the same effect, and plus it would kind of block the view that way. So not that that probably matters to you guys, but you know what, it's something I thought about, so I thought I would explain to you guys. But yeah, this is what the house looks like. I really liked using this thing. This is from the live edit objects in the debug menu, or yeah, in the debug menu. But anyways, it came with Get Together, I believe, but I thought it looked really cool here on this back patio. It was pretty interesting looking in my opinion, and I don't even know what to say about this house because I like it so much. I just wanted to say that I love it, and I feel like that's going to get annoying because I'm just going to repeat myself. But anyways, moving on to the interior, there are 2 bedrooms. This bedroom, it does have like a balcony area, which is kind of nice, and the roof, this is something I did struggle with. So here you can see it's clipping in through the wall, and if I was to do this and drag it down like this, it would make it disappear, but then you get these lines, and I've played around with this so much trying to fix it. And see, I could drag it down a little bit, but then there's still lines, and if I do that, it doesn't match up with the, it just makes it look so weird. So I decided just to leave it that way, but I mean, you can fix it if it bothers you, but I don't know. It doesn't bother me enough to have the tile not match up on the exterior anymore. Maybe you guys know a fix to get that to work better than what I did. So if you do, please let me know. But so annoying. But anyways, yeah, it kind of gives it an interesting look. But anyways, yeah, it has a two bedrooms up here, and then there is a bathroom over here, which I think is pretty nice. It's like a full-size bathroom. I believe there's another one downstairs. Yeah, there's a half one over here. And then this little nook, it's kind of like a mudroom, laundry room area. The kitchen is probably my favorite kitchen ever. It's not even decorated, and I love it more than like all of my kitchens, just because like the window here, I think this Moschino window actually works really nicely for this style of build. I'm actually really surprised because it seems like a pretty modern window, but for this older style house, I think it totally works. And again, I used the Parenthood counters because I couldn't help myself, but I mean, in this one, there's not like a whole lot of counter space in here. There's just this space and then one more over here, just because I felt like the shape of it was kind of hard to put counters and like the placement of the windows and that type of stuff. I mean, if you don't mind covering up the windows, then you could definitely put some counters over here too, but I didn't really mind. Like, I feel like I could clutter up the shelves and like the top of the refrigerator and still leave like this one empty so your Sims can cook there, and I wouldn't be bothered by it at all. Or the same with this side. So yeah, I think it's really cute. I just love the lighting and like the colors. I just love the light colors so much. It's so pretty. But yeah, this, oh, I did add one decoration, a broom, because I just can't help myself. But here is the entryway, the hallway, and then a living room. It's kind of long and narrow, so what I would probably do is put maybe a formal dining table over here, or like a piano or something like that, depending on, you know, what you want to do. Oh, and they have a pretty fancy fireplace. I went kind of all out with this starter house. I spent a very long time on it, but I'm just obsessed. And it was totally worth it. But yeah, how much does this one cost? We're at 1312 Brookside Drive, 18,637 simoleons. So I feel like for as much as I added in this build, it's not that expensive. I'm pretty pleased with it, but I gave this one the great soil so you can do some gardening, which I thought made sense because I mean, it's a pretty lush looking house, and it's homey and cozy, so they can master their domestic skills easier. And on the line for this one too, so you're more likely to have twins in this house. You could have a nice little family living here, and yeah, I love it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like blowing it up in my mind for how much I like this house. Maybe you guys won't like it as much as I do, but it's my favorite one, and I think it's just so adorable. And yeah, I've been very excited to share it with you guys. But now we are going to move on to Brightchester, which is going to be the last starter house and the most expensive starter house. So hopefully you guys don't mind that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to that world. So here we are with the last starter houses and the most expensive starter house, and that's because it's two houses. So with the Discover University expansion pack, we got the ability to have roommates, and so I thought it would be really nice to have some townhouses so you could have two families living here, you know, two different households. You could actually play as all of them and just, you know, lock the doors and separate the households that way. Or you could have your sim living here or multiple sims, and then you could have some roommates living in the other townhouse. There's lots of possibilities, and I just really, I love the way these turned out. I think they suit the world. They're very simple. I tried to keep the shape of them very boxy and very just very simple, just so they didn't look too crazy. I mean, I went a bit more detailed when I did the Pleasant Sisters townhouse. So if you guys didn't see that, you should definitely check it out. But I really just, they're exactly the same. They just mirror each other, which I think is kind of nice. And they both have a little balcony and back porch area. And I love the colors. It just, I feel like they're so simple, but like really interesting at the same time. I don't know if you guys agree. I did think actually about pushing them close together, but then I wouldn't be able to put the windows here, and it wouldn't let in enough light, in my opinion. So what you could do is, I don't know, you could delete the windows and move them closer together so maybe they look more like these townhouses or something, but the townhouses over here weren't touching, so I'm not too worried about it, but it's up to you guys. But anyways, each of the townhouses have two bedrooms. There's one bedroom on the very top floor, and they're really big. They have a bathroom up here as well. So, I mean, all of this added to the price, but I mean, it is 2 houses in one. So hopefully you guys don't mind too much, but I love the colors. I feel like they look so simple. You could definitely turn this into student housing if you would like to. Just realized I forgot to paint this half wall. So let me just paint that. Yes, much better. Oh, this one's not painted either. My goodness. Are we all good? Okay, hopefully that's all. But yeah, so they each have a bedroom up here on the very top level and then another one down here. Same layout, same shape for each of the houses, and same like bathroom towel. Like literally I wanted them to look like they were supposed to be together. That way if you move in, then you could kind of customize it to your own sim and like change the tile, because I do imagine that they were townhouses that you would probably buy, and so you'd be able to renovate the interior. But this is how they were built by the architect or the construction company, something like that. But you could also turn these into student housing if you would like to, but the only reason I decided not to turn these into student housing is because then I wouldn't be able to put a stove. I think this is so annoying. When they first explained it to us at Sims Camp, they were talking about it for like dorm rooms, how some dorms don't really have stoves, like it's not that common. I mean, the only dorm I've ever been to had a common kitchen that had a stove in it. I feel like it's kind of annoying, but you know what? It's what they decided to do, so that's how it is. But there is a mod that you can download that gets rid of that, and you can place stoves. So that's what I would do, and then you could have this be student housing and not have that issue to deal with. But yeah, they both have a little kitchen nook. I love the parenthood tile in here. I think it complements these counters like really nicely. I think the colors work really well together, and there's a nice little living area, and there's no bathroom on the very first floor, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I mean, there's 2 other bathrooms on each floor, so you have options if you need your Sims to use the bathroom. But yeah, they're very simple, nothing too exciting, I don't think, but I really do like them a lot. I think they just look so nice here. They look like they're meant to be here in my opinion, so I'm really happy with them, and I loved adding like the details of the ivy, and yeah, I don't know what else to say except for I'm really happy with them, and I hope you guys will like them. But that is it for all of the starter houses that are going to be in my save file up until this point. Of course, with each new world that we will get until the end of The Sims 4, I will create a starter house for my save file in each of the worlds, going along with the style and theme of that world too. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say about that. I will be releasing an early version of my save file very soon. It won't be a completed version because I still have a ton of work to do and a lot more builds to do. So yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for that. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I think this project has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work, and I know a lot of you guys have been eager to play in it, and I've been eager to share it with you guys. But yeah, I will be putting all of these houses up on the gallery so you can download them and put them into your game before my save file is out. And then I will be going through and doing a series where I decorate all of them. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and let me know if you guys had a favorite starter house. Like I said, mine is the Glimmerbrooke one. Maybe you guys agree, but maybe you guys have another starter house that's your favorite. My second favorite is probably either the Salani one or the trailer in Oasis Springs. Maybe. I don't know. I love them all. They are some of my favorite builds ever. But anyways, I think I am just rambling now, and I don't really have anything else to say. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this overview of all of my starter houses, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the release of my save file. And yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!